Peanut butter and chip. Peanut butter and chip with a baseball bat. What? Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Peanut butter jelly time.
We sip and smoke, let the worries fade away. With a fine cigar, we're living for today. From the first talk to the final sigh, we sip and smoke under the starry sky.
Yahoo!
Okay.
Hey.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Leaf and Nash podcast. I'm your host, Panda, along with my three compadres, as always, ladies and gentlemen. This is another Sip and Smoke episode number 23, baby. The two in the tree. Guys, my three compadres on the bottom left, the hurting man himself, but he's going to suck it up like a buttercup. My boy, Don. What's going on, Donnie boy?
What's going on, guys? Yeah, it's been a rough Sunday for the Don.
I hear you, man. So what are you drinking? I know you're drinking something. You hydrated today?
I'm drinking Powderade.
Okay.
Damn.
Guys, on the top right is the one finger pecker sensation, the wizard behind the curtain. As always, JJ aka Mutt. What's going on, Mutt?
What's up, baby?
What you drinking tonight?
Some Weller.
Weller Special Reserve. Yeah, me and Wellers, we go way back, man. Let me tell you. Yeah,
Cadillac
way
seat.
back. Yeah, exactly. And on the bottom right, what's going on? PC Silverback.
Yeah.
You still hydrating, dog?
No, I'm still hydrating. I got some Canterbury and ISO.
So we know what we're I am. Before I start, let me bring the bad boy up here. Yeah, the Willits, baby. Yeah,
Willet.
This is Willet Bourbon Whiskey. This is quite a very unique bottle. It kind of reminds you of I Love Genie, right?
I drink the Genie. Yeah.
What is that shoe is?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I haven't even had a sip yet, and I'm already stuttering. But we know what we're sipping. What are we smoking today? What are you smoking, JJ?
Oh, Cavalier.
Yeah, look at you.
Hi.
That bad boy's been marinating for a little bit.
Yeah, that Sally.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Big old chocolate bar so far.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be very chocolatey. How about you, PC? What you smoking?
Man, I got that West Tampa Red for you, baby.
Yeah, son of a gun. Hey, and how about you, Don? What you smoking there, buddy?
I got the Every Day is a Cigar Day Barber Pole.
Ooh.
Nice.
Cinnamon bomb.
In the Gordo size. So
Cinnamon bomb?
cinnamon bomb. Yep.
Oh, man.
Mind you, mine has been marinating since my very first order last year or early. When the heck? I don't even remember. When the heck did I order those steaks?
Before I came along, because I remember you talking about they were kind of hard when you got them.
Yeah, and that one. I think that's the only one I have left from my first original order. I am smoking, guys. Nick and Jim PBE, which is the Island Jim house blend that I got when I was at St. Augustine. This is house blend, guys. This is a very good, tasty cigar. It tastes a lot of dark notes on this, a lot of dark chocolate and stuff like that. But it's got some pepper. It's got some a little kick to it.
So that's a Maduro?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the darkness on it.
Yeah, they this one and the torpedo, and I believe they're the same blends. It's just different shape. That's all. But it's a good stick. I got these going to be. I'm sending these out to you guys. JJ, your package should be coming in soon. I think you should have one of these in there as well.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you.
Go ahead, Don. Go ahead. Get it out your system, man. Go ahead. You know what? Let me get a sip, man. You know what? Salute, my brothers. Cheers to those who are watching. You know, I'll tell you, you gotta love it. Donnie's feeling nice. Let me tell you.
I cannot confirm or deny there is some alternate substances running through my body today. So
I mean, I'm smoking 2 cigars right now.
Oh, Ooh, I had something to say. I'm gonna bite my tongue.
Let her rip, Gator Chip.
Oh my lord. Well, guys, listen. Episode 22. We had about 5 topics to talk about, and we ended up an hour, almost 30 minutes.
Yeah.
On the first topic.
On one topic, which was us just recapping on our guests and stuff like that. Which to me is amazing. I mean, right? Because we kind of hope that things go the way they did, right? But it's one of those things you just never know. So you kind of have these backup conversation pieces, so to speak. But I also, since we were kind of talking about recapping, there's kind of a few things that I would like to bring back and talk about again, because I know something recently happened at Don's Lounge. And that is, guys, lounge etiquette, right? You know, the importance of having the proper etiquette when you go to a lounge, especially when it's not your home lounge and you don't know the ownership, you don't know the patriots that go there, and you're pretty much a first time go to this lounge. So not to get into too much in depth of that, I'm just gonna have Don explain what happened and what transpired at his home lounge.
Yeah, man. So I don't know what happened there. So we're sitting there, and a gentleman walks in and sits down and opens up his travel humidor, pulls out his own cigar and lights it up and starts smoking. So I was sitting there actually chopping it up with the owner at the time, and the owner kind of did a little side eye, like, hell's going on over there? And he came back to the conversation, looked, and we went, another 45 minutes, an hour talking. Dude puts that cigar down, opens up his humidor, brings out a second cigar, lights it up, starts smoking. And then by this time the owner's like, all right. So he walks over and he says, hey man, you planning on getting something from the humidor, or are you going to pay the cut and light fee? No. I just want to come in here and relax for a little while. And I was like, man, I'm not in business to just open my doors to, for you to come in and smoke your own product. If you want to smoke your own product, I don't care, but we have a cut and light fee for that, And the guy got a little mouthy, we'll say, and he got to he got a little butthurt, and he got to experience the trip to the front door, And so, after it was all over, me and the owner kind of sat down and talked, and look, I'm one of the guys that I'll go into the shop and I will smoke my own product. But I promise you, when I walk in that store, the first place I walk into is the humidor, because I know he's not in business to open up a place for me to come just smoke my cigars, So I'll go in.
He did question you, right? Because I guess you had.
Oh, you're right. Because I was smoking at West Tampa, and he goes, "Well, he's smoking something over there that." And so Fred, the owner, picked up the bag that I bought when I walked in that day of 5 cigars from his humidor. He picked up the bag. He said, "Yeah," and he bought 5 cigars. Kind of held it up, and so it was kind of one of those deals that, just that. What's that? What we always say? Read the room.
Yeah.
Kind of know what's going on. I mean, like.
But you know what? But it's beyond read the room, right? Because to me. Okay, what's the moral of the story? Let's get to that, right? The moral of the story is if you're going to a lounge, especially if it's not your home lounge and you don't know anyone there, you don't know ownership, you don't know the Patriots, the proper and respectful thing to do is put your traveling case down and go into the humidor and buy at least a stick.
Yeah.
Ownership and the Patriots are less likely to bitch and complain or say something to you, okay, because at least you're supporting the local lounge, right? I know that I have brought my carrying humidor with me everywhere I go, and because there's certain cigars that you can't find in certain places that you go, and that's fine. But the reality is that if you go to a lounge that you've never been to, you got to go into that humidor, I normally try to get at least 2 sticks. And the very first stick I'm going to smoke is the lounge's stick that I just purchased.
That's right.
And now I'm also gonna purchase a beverage. You know what I mean? If they have an alcoholic beverage, most likely than not, I'm gonna buy me 1 or maybe 2, maybe 3 or 4. You know, but you're showing some type of support. You know what I'm saying? You know, you go into a lounge and expect people to be okay. You know, for you to be just opening up your own, your travel on humidor, your own case of smoking your own stuff. That just makes, and it baffles me because it happens everywhere.
Oh yeah.
You know, listen, it's happened in my lounge, and I can tell you right now, like us as the Patriots, there, the customers, we normally take care of it before ownership even gets involved. You know what I mean? And we're like, yo, listen, man, I understand you got your own stick, but either you buy a stick from here, you know what I mean, or you can't smoke. You know what I mean? Because it's not right. Like you said, he's there to make a living. You know what I mean? The man's making a living off of cigars, and you're gonna use his place. Just nah.
Well, that's basically the equivalent of walking in somebody's house, sitting down at the table without asking permission to eat. You know what I mean? Or walking in somebody's house without wiping your feet. So it's just one of those things. Even if you're not sure, you talk to the tobacconist, the waitress, or the attendant, and see what the room is, and then you just follow those steps. Hey, where's the humidor? Can I do this? Can this? You ask questions before you light up, and a lot of people don't do that. And I've seen people come into lounges and they just want to be there and hold that spot, and there's other patrons just standing around, but you're not smoking, you're not buying drinks, you're not eating food at the particular place that I saw this happen. And I just found it really weird, and it wasn't one of my natural lounges that I go to, but I kind of knew the people in there. I was like, yo, you got to handle this, man, because everybody else spending money and everybody else, having a great time. And when you see that, it kind of throws the atmosphere off of the lounge at the same time, because now you got an annoyance sitting in the lounge. And I don't know if you guys have experienced that. Have any one of you experienced that?
I have, but once again, we take care of it. I mean, that's just the lounge. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. We had an incident. We had a bunch of young men, first time in the lounge, and they were getting very rowdy. Right? Listen, you're a guest, right? And they were playing spades, right? And it was cool. And there's always that one, right? There's always that one that wants to act like the biggest a-hole, right? And now he's acting stupid, this or that, and he ends up knocking his beer down, breaks the glass, and now not everyone's attention is at that table, and he's acting like everything's all okay. So about 3 of us got up, and we end up having a little conversation with them, and we explained to them, young men, you are a guest in our home, okay? Mm-hmm. We could care less of how much money you spend here, but if you disturb this peace in this environment, you will no longer be welcome back to our home. So we will clean up this mess. We will get you another beer, but either you act accordingly or you guys will have to leave. And you could tell he was about to say something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
He realized that the entire damn lounge was looking at him, waiting to say something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to my lounge, and we all have fun, but everyone has that serious side to them. You know what I mean? And they realize, yeah, them just messed up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
So and I'll say, in your lounge, Pete, it could be misconstrued that it's okay to get rowdy, because you guys do get loud when you're playing dominoes and that kind of stuff. But it's that thing of, again, read the room. I shared before how welcoming your lounge was to me when I walked in. Every single person stood up, shook my hand, bro hug, all that good stuff. But you also until you're part of the family, you're not part of the family yet, you know.
Hmm.
And we're welcoming to that happening. Like everybody's welcome. Everybody, you know, come in, but match the energy. You know, if the energy is subdued, be subdued. If the energy is rowdy, okay, it might be okay to get a little bit rowdier, but
Right.
also, you know, control your alcohol intake. If you're knocking over drinks and you're knocking over people's, you know, cigars and that kind of stuff, then maybe you got to take a look in the mirror. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. Here's what I learned. Even if I'm in a rowdy environment and it's not I'm with a friend or somebody, is their lounge. I can't get as rowdy as them. I'm still the outsider. You know what I mean? So, you kind of have to, you know, control yourself while in that environment. And it's like I saw a sign. It says the cigar lounge is not the. I'm kind of changing the subject just a tad bit, but this is going to correlate just a little bit. The cigar lounge is not the nightclub, so you got to know your boundaries. You can't bring the nightclub attitude to the cigar lounge in a sense, and just think that you're gonna wild out. That's not that environment. You know what I mean?
And PC,
So.
that's such a good point. When I was with Panda at the lounge, I could I felt like I could get mouthy with Panda because I knew Panda. Like
Hmm.
when he was playing dominoes, I was giving him some grief, you know. But the other guys sitting at the table, I didn't know those guys. I'm not
Right.
comfortable. I'm not comfortable enough to go to start giving them the grief that I would give to you guys. You know, one of you four that was, you know, one of you three was sitting. So it's like you said, you know, it's okay to get a little, you know, if you're at your own table with your own boys and you want to talk a little smack and that's part of the lounge environment, then great.
Right.
But rein it in. Know what know what where you're at and you know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I agree.
it's just it still baffles me how people still think that they could go to a lounge, not make a purchase, not even a beverage, not even a bottle of water, you know what I mean, or a soft drink or something, you know, a cup of coffee or something, and
Right.
you know they come in, you know, from like a 7-Eleven, they got that big jug of whatever they, you know, and it's like, dude, really? It's just it baffles me. It really does.
And so my lounge is a little different because we're BYOB as far as alcohol goes. So they don't even have that to fall back on. They have to sell cigars to stay in business, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah. Like El Guapo's, it's there, but you serve yourself.
Right.
Uh, Work on the tip system. Oh yeah.
Love it. I love it. Love it.
You know, I mean, mind you, right? There's so many other different etiquettes that we could speak about. You know what I mean? Like you said, you know, if you sit down and you have a bunch of people having a conversation, listen, and if you have something to contribute, but you know, slowly ease your way into that conversation. You
Right.
know, kind of like you said, feel them out because you'll know immediately once you start putting your input whether or not they're gonna embrace you or kind of be like, okay, yeah, next, and then they move on. Because we've been to lounges like that, right? That you have the local people that they're not the most friendliest, you know, which I can
Right.
never understand, especially if I'm new to someone's lounge, you know, and if I don't feel welcome, guess what? I ain't going back.
No.
Right.
I'm not gonna go back. You know what I mean? But that's no here or there. But anything else you guys could think of?
Yeah. I'll say this, and I say this because I've experienced it and everything, and everybody know how I feel about the experience. Um, you know, if you'll break that rule, what other rule will you break? Because we know there's a thousand other rules when it comes to etiquette that you could break. Not just not purchasing. Well, when you lick your cigar before you cut, use the community cutter, and those are the things that come through my mind when I see stuff like that. Okay, what's your knowledge of cigars? Have you done this before? These things, when you break that etiquette, that tells me that you don't have very much experience in dealing with certain places, or you just a real rude dude. I'll put it like that, and that blows my mind every time. And I try not to get on a high horse because mistakes can be made. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just not paying attention. But I try not to get on a high horse when I see stuff like that. That's my take on all of that.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly. Appreciate. I mean, like, the, there's things that you don't know about a cigar lounge until you go to the cigar lounge, but also be open to people. As long as somebody comes at me the right way and corrects me about something
Hmm.
that I might be doing, okay, great. I didn't know. My bad. Like when I first started smoking cigars, crunching your cigar out. I used to do that. I didn't know. And nobody ever told me.
Right,
And then
right.
one day somebody said, "Hey, man, proper way to do that is to leave it on the thing and let it burn out." Oh, okay. I thought it was rude to just leave it there and let it burn out because it was still burning and smoking. I thought that was like, oh, I'm leaving my something for somebody else to pick up. But I didn't know that was and now, if I see somebody doing that, I'll play it like, hey, man, and I usually joke around like, hey, you're gonna catch some grief if you do that around here, man. You might just want to leave that on the tray and let it burn out. Oh, okay.
Don always finds the nice,
Yeah.
gentle way of saying things, boy.
you know, I think it's the way it's the way you come at people too. I mean,
Yeah.
if you come at somebody and say, "Hey, you dumbass, don't you just crush that up for it?" They're immediately going to go, "What?" Get all buffed up, and
Yeah,
that ain't what we're about.
no, you're right. And PC, you're absolutely like one of my biggest pet peeve is guy has a cigar, he's having a conversation, he's gnawing at it, and grabs that community cutter. That drives me absolutely nuts. It got to the point, and mind you, you have a bunch of veterans doing this nonsense.
Hmm.
And this is why I bought a cutter from the shop and I leave it in my locker. And it drives me nuts. No matter how many times you say, hey, don't put that in your mouth before you use the cutter. Huh? What? It's just crazy. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't
Man,
get it.
first thing I say when I see it, it's like, oh, that one's yours. You can have that. I'll pay
Hmm.
for it for you. You take that home.
I have, I have now, mind you, guys. I don't know how many freaking cutters and lighters I have, right? But if I have, because I always seem to forget and I leave them behind one way or another. But if I've gone to a lounge and if I cut, let's say I put it in my mouth before I cut it, and the kicks in, dude, I'll buy me one of those cheap ass cutters, man.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I'll buy me one of those little $5 cutters. I'm like, let me get one of those. No. Let me just get the 5 cutter, and I'm like, because I hate it that much. You know what I mean? Or how about when the guy goes into the freaking humidor and finger molests every damn cigar? He's touching it. I'm
That
like, dude, what are you doing, bro?
It's like if you get you get that cigar any farther up your nose, that's something I seen old Peter North doing.
Yeah. And there's one of JJ's one liner.
let it go.
Times have we seen that, right? People going there, oh shit, smell this, oh smell that. And I'm like, and when I'm in the humor night, I go, are you gonna buy that stick? I said, then I go, why would you put it up to your nose and then let alone put it to someone else? I go, there's other people gonna put this stick in their mouth.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. I've seen that happen just going into the store that I normally go. Is a nice store, has a very large inventory, and that's the first thing that I learned. Hey, if do not touch the cigars, even though they're in cellophane, if you're not gonna purchase, because you're transferring, you're outside whatever you bring in with you. I'm not gonna say germs, and you're transferring that to that stick each time you touch it. Each time you
But
touch it, and most definitely not. It's
especially don't do the ones that are not wrapped. I mean, and those are a lot of your
nice.
your higher end, your Padrones and your Davidoffs and that just come on, man. Like your Placencias, like
Yeah.
And Panda, you said I gotta put that in my mouth, man. Come on. You know?
Get your booger hooks off the cigars.
Oh, that's true.
I mean,
He's on a roll, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's like you would think what we're talking about is common sense, right?
Mhm.
Common sense ain't as common as it should be.
no,
You know,
rare.
and it is rare, and I just don't. It baffles me.
You
But
know what? You know what part of it is people, newer smokers and inexperienced smokers will see a video of us going with our own cigar at our own house, going, "Oh, that smells good. What is that? Well, that dry dog. Oh, that smells good." You know, like, and so they'll see that and they think, like, how many times have you gotten a glass of wine and swirled it around and put it up to your nose? And I have zero idea what I'm smelling for, but I see people do it. So that's what. I mean, you know, so I think
Nice.
part of it is knowing that, you know, if you've already bought the cigar and it's yours and you're going to put it in your own mouth, then do whatever you want with it. I can care less.
Right.
When it's in the humidor and it's not yours yet, leave it alone.
The only advice I would give people, man, just start practicing at home. If you practice good etiquette at home, you're gonna carry that with you wherever you go. That's the best advice I can give you.
Mhm.
You know.
Keep your filthy hands off of damn cigars.
Yo, grouch.
Yeah, you know what? As I get older, man, I find myself getting a little crankier, a little grumpier. You know, for the most part, I'm mostly, up spirited. You see how I am. You know what I mean? From the minute I wake up, I try to be, but not all the time. Like yesterday, I had some people kind of test the Panda yesterday, and it just didn't go well for them. But I digress, and we move forward.
I will
Yes,
say
sir.
though, at the lounge, 95%, 98% of the time that I'm in there, it is a truly favorable experience. We have a great time. Nobody jacks up, but it's that one or two times that you're just like, come on, man, like, a perfect example. And I don't mean to drag this topic on, but at our lounge, we had a group come in to do a whiskey tasting. They brought 15 people in to do a whiskey tasting. Great.
Mm.
So the owner actually moved some of. We have two sides to our lounge. We have a public side, and then we have a member side. He actually moved some people that weren't members over to the member side, so these people had some room to do their whiskey tasting and all this stuff. Their whiskey tasting, about 2 hours into this thing, they haven't bought a single stick, not a single stick. And he walked up and he said, "Hey man, like our agreement was that everybody that came in was going to buy a cigar." No, man. Most of these people don't smoke. Like, he's like, "You got to go, man. You get." So mid whiskey tasting, he sent them packing, and of course they got on Yelp and did a bunch of reviews and everything, and then all of us members jumped on there right on there, just kind of just pounced on it, like, no, we were there that night. That's not what went down.
See,
Yeah.
I would have had a charge. I would have had a charge. I'm dead ass serious, man. I would have had minimum one stick. If you're gonna, that's fine. But before you start your whiskey, each person needs to buy at least one stick. I
Yeah.
don't care what stick it is.
That was their agreement. That was their agreement to come in there, but he didn't make them do it right when they walked in the door, trying to be the nice guy, and everything. And he tries to do it. Like, we have a poker table. He tries to, like, okay, bring your 10 guys in for your poker game. Everybody's got to buy a stick. Okay, sometime during the night, buy a stick. And then, most of the time, like I said, 98% of the time it happens just the way it's supposed to happen. But it's that one or two times it just makes you shake your head and go. And then to go on Yelp and put a bad review for the guy because you didn't do what you were supposed to do.
Shame on them.
See, I don't. Yeah, okay.
I would have made a video response.
Yeah, okay. So with that, let's move on. We were talking about travel humidors, guys, right?
Yep.
What would you say is a must-have in your humidor, your travel humidor? What says you, JJ?
I think a must-have is, proper humidification, because that like the one I have, it's that Puffaland is the one I typically have, but it's the outside of it's that leather. It's black leather. It's already going to get hot. So if you don't have proper humidity in there anyway, them cigars are just going to be absolutely roasty, toasty, and dry as a bone. But I'd say, make sure you just carry your essentials. It's instead of having to bulk up your pockets. If you got a travel humidor, you might as well throw you a good cutter if you can fit. A good lighter. Because that little, well, they say it holds 10, but it holds more like 5. One that I bought off Seabid long ago. That's where I keep all my picks and stuff like that. Like when we went on the trip, that's what I used that travel humidor for, was my picks and all the bands and stuff that I wanted to collect. Yeah, I would say definitely proper humidity.
I mean, obviously, if you don't have the proper humidity in the travel humidor, talking about, especially if you brought some really good steaks, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The ones that are not inexpensive, and it's like there's nothing worse. What about you, Don? What do you say?
So that JJ stole the thunder a little bit, because I was going to say a good cutter, because I can't tell you the amount of times that I've had my travel humidor and tell all my buddies I brought cigars for everybody, and you don't got a cutter and you don't got a lighter. You're like, son of a bitch. But as far as essentials on the cigar world, for me nowadays, it's you got to know the environment you're going to. If I'm going to the deer lease, I'm taking some to steal from JJ's vernacular. I'm taking some yard guards and a couple of good ones. If I'm coming with you guys, there's going to be some higher end stuff in there. But I tell you what, man, PC smoking it right now. One of my essentials in my travel humidor now has been the West Tampa Red. I've always got something in there, man.
They're so beautiful.
Got to be in there, man. I also started carrying, instead of Bovita packs in my travel humidor, those Joe Cool cigar, the tubes. They look like a cigar. They're about the size of a cigar. The humidification tubes, they seem to do a little better in my travel humidor than the Bovita pack.
Nice.
And UPC.
Yeah, I kind of agree with JJ, but I carry a cigar case or a traveling cigar humidor. In the case, what I'll do with the humidity, excuse me, I'll take the puff packs, and they stay humidified. Make sure I fill them up a little bit, put a little distilled water in them, kind of wring them out just a little bit. They stay puffed up. I stick it in there. Make sure it's in between the cedar and the cigar so that the cigars doesn't get wet. And a good lighter. If I don't have a cutter, make sure I got a lighter with a hole punch on the end of it. So that's very handy when you go places and stuff like that. Especially if you have like a cutter of this nature.
I love that.
Go ahead.
Lighters and cutters, man. I'm here with the little cheap Vertigo. You guys coming out with all these bougie stuff, man.
But you noticed the name on that one, right?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Caldwell?
Yes, sir.
So I also travel anywhere I go, and you guys probably will laugh when I put this up on the screen. If I have my travel humidor with me, I also have my little bag with me. Inside my bag, I have all of my accessories. And you guys know me, I'm an accessory whore. So I just counted while you guys were talking to my bag. I have 4 lighters, 4 cutters, a bleeding tool, 2 picks, some cigar glue. I mean, just
I'm a test to pick out tonight.
I'm that seamstress mom that has everything in her little bag that you might need if I have probably got a Band-Aid in there somewhere. I don't know.
Well, listen. I know if I'm going to be traveling, if I know well in advance, I like to prep my travel humidors ahead of time. So I'll put, because most of these travel humidors, they have a place for you to pour the still water,
Mhm.
what I mean, and just close it up. What I also like to do is I'll put that in. I have some cedar sheets, and I'll put that in there, and I'll close it up, and I'll just let it sit for a couple of days,
Mhm.
and just to kind of see where it's at. And then what I'll do is I might put in one stick in there to see how that stick is in a couple of days, and go based on that. With more humidity in there, I know what I need to do before I leave. But most of the time, guys, it's my lighter, my cutter, an extra, a backup lighter. I make sure obviously that before I leave, I make sure I bleed my lighters and fill them up.
Mhm.
Because to me, sometimes you get caught up in the moment. You just throw stuff in there, not realizing you forgot to bleed your lighter and fill it back up, and then you got to maybe for a day or two, and then you're out of fuel, and then you're SOL, right?
Yeah, it's
Sure.
like the leather bound travel humidors, and anything that zips. It's I would say I'd put more of like a 72 or a 75% Bovida in it because they're not airtight.
Mhm.
You got to go higher on like these right here, and even these the opposite. If you don't open these for 3 or 4 days, you might want to open it up and just burp it a little bit and get some fresh air circulating in there.
Absolutely.
And I would put where I want my humidity, like a 65 Bovida pack in here, because it's gonna stay at that humidity.
Yeah, I mean, and mind you, everybody has different ways
Oh,
of doing this, and obviously, you also got to remember, depending how big your travel humidor is where
Mhm.
you also got it, right. You got to pay attention to that as well. You know what I mean? Like if you have a travel humidor that carries 50, 60 sticks,
You got
it's
to be a
gonna
little
suck up a
more
lot.
diligent.
Yeah, it's gonna suck up a lot because those cigars are gonna be fighting for the humidity, so it can stabilize themselves, right? And they're gonna feed off of each other, right?
And that's kind of what I was going to ask you. How full do you carry your humidor? Do you if it's a, let's say it's a 10 stick hermaphrodite, do you fill it up with 10 or 9, or do you put 4 on one row and 4 on the other row? So what's
Me,
good?
what I never like it. Listen, I know that I'm gonna be if I'm gonna. Listen. I know everyone doesn't do it, but I smoke in my truck.
Mhm.
So if I know if I
Yeah,
smoke in, I know that I'll max it out. I'll max
yeah.
it out and probably have another one on standby, right? Or the one or two too. So that's just it. And that one I'm gonna crack open. I'm gonna light it up before I go on my road trip. Lighting that bad boy up. So I already have 10 still there. And if it's a long travel, guess what? I'm gonna grab another one straight out of that humidor because I know by the time I get to my destination, it's not gonna be at full capacity.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm more of a slower smoker than most. You know what I mean? I like my cigar could last me an hour and a half easy, depending on conversation. And I mean, if you guys think about it, no, I'm no chimney like you, Don. Don, bro, Don. Listen, where you at?
This
Okay,
was
we
a
started
Toro.
smoking at the same time, and that stick it was just as big as this and as long as this one. Now, I have sat down with Don, even in regular conversations through social media, and we would start, and I'll be halfway through my stick, and he's lighting up another one.
Oh yeah.
It's like, dude, are you serious? It was like the other night. So picture this, man. Damn, I wish I had something to give you. Well, those of you that smoke would know what an LFD digger is.
Right here.
Right? Oh, there you go. Yeah, you see the smirk on his face? So, there you go.
Outside the
Look at the size. Look at that size. Okay, ladies, don't get excited. Gentlemen, don't get excited. No diddy. But anyway, so he smoked that, right? And it took you how long to finish it?
2 hours and 15 minutes.
2 hours and 15 minutes. That cigar would take me at least 4 hours.
And this is
Yeah.
what?
8.5
8.5
by 60. Yeah.
8.5 by 60. He smoked it in less than 2.5 hours. Okay.
What's the size? What's the size again?
8.5 by 60.
Whew. Go ahead.
So he had started smoking that, and we started talking, and we were on Discord.
Yeah.
You understand? He had just finished that. I think I was smoking a Brasilia Robusto. A Brasilia. The man just finished smoking that digger, and then he smoked. What did you smoke right after that?
I can't remember, but
Dude, it was another.
Oh, I know what it was. It was the Leaf by Oscar.
it was. It was.
Dude, that
Maduro.
man almost finished that cigar before I finished my Robusto. Dude, it was crazy. I'm like, bro. I'm like, bro.
I'm feeling a little triggered here.
Yeah, but listen, like I said, everyone travels different, right? And like I said, I know that there's times that I'll have maybe 2 or 3 because I always have my cat, one of my ones that in my truck all the time, and I'll take it out, let it breathe, fill it up with the store, put it back in my truck because I always want to have at least 2 or 3 sticks ready for me when I'm in the truck.
Yeah.
You know, so when I go on vacation, I'll travel. That's the one that I take with me everywhere, and I'll put my sticks in there, and I'll go and I'll go all over the place. You know what I mean? And so it's just one of those things, and so it's all a matter of you guys' preference. It's everyone's preference, right?
Mhm.
So I mean, and all it is about you guys. How many sticks and how long it's going to take you? It's all about the experience. I know.
Yeah. And that's the thing, guys. We give each other, grief about what we smoke, how we smoke, but it's actually your smoke. So
Yeah.
don't change your habits. If that works for you, you see Don, he hadn't changed at all. He's still on the same stride of what he would
Well,
normally do.
I'll tell you
And
what. I'll tell you what it is. If I really, really, really like the cigar, I'll smoke it
yeah,
fast because I enjoy the flavor of it. I enjoy it. If it's an okay cigar or one that I'm not feeling as much, it'll take me a lot longer to smoke because I'm not. But like this is, to quote Mr. Panda, this is a phenomenal stick,
It's
and
right.
like this one
I'm
right here.
I'm inhaling this cigar right now because it's so good. I get into this rhythm of smoking, and I
Hmm.
guess most people do too. Like when I put the cigar to my mouth, the first thing I do is blow out every time,
Right.
and then I usually take 3 draws. The first one I'll draw in, let it out. Second one I'll draw in, hold it for a minute, let it out. The third one I'll draw in and I'll retrohale.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
so it's just a rhythm that I get into, smoking. And but three draws on every puff is why it goes so fast for me usually.
I love this cigar because this was a Toro, and I'm inhaling this thing quite literally, like old coal engine over here. I'm just excited. I don't know if there's a difference or not, but I'm super excited to hit that gold leaf.
You won't. I mean, I don't think it changes anything. It's gonna smell different once you get to that
Mhm.
point. You know what I mean? But not drastically.
No.
Yeah.
I apologize about that. My neighbor came over with his daughter and brought some fresh baked. I think they made a muffin,
Oh, nice.
Okay.
uh,
Nice.
brownie with some hot caramel. It looked good. Yeah, I'm not. So I took it out to the missus. I apologize about that. Ooh.
Oh, he shoots. He hits the post.
Not right in the rib cage.
There's the point right there. It's
That-
it's got a stem.
See that for me?
Wow.
That's why I have that bag. It has some cigar glue. I just put a dab of cigar glue right there, and we continue on.
Oh, my
That
God.
thing's gonna need a needle chest decompression now.
I'm gonna molest the heck out of it.
That's
Yeah, all of a sudden it had a hard pull.
Mhm.
And that horse he said,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, guys. So listen, I know that we've talked about things we want to do, places we want to go. You know, I kind of want to recap also. Like it's like these last couple of episodes have been about us recapping a lot of things. You know, and in our last episode we talked about going to events
Mhm.
next year. What event are you guys really looking forward to? Go ahead, PC.
Man, I thought about this earlier, man. I really want to come to the Great Smoke down in your area, man. I really want to check that out. It seems like a lot of fun. I got a chance to see a lot of the photos from last year, some of the video from last year, and you know, I think that's one that I really wanted to see because I was looking at how some of the photos that I've seen, how it was set up, how you walk through the gate, you have this big venue, and have the tents, you can go get cigars and stuff like that, and meet a lot of the people, take photos, ask questions, and it kind of intrigued me on the that's something that I want to experience, in the near future.
Well, listen, you know that place is about 10 minutes away from my house.
Oh,
You know, and for what for those of you that don't know what he's referring to, the Great Smoke is the host is smoking. The owner and founder is Abe. Um, it's one of those. It's not a really. It's a big event, and mind you, it's also nation and international because what they do is you're allowed. You could order tickets online to get the live stream, and there's giveaways throughout every hour. There's something to give away, and they have like this randomizer, and all of a sudden, boom, like last year, I think someone got like this badass leather lounge chair. You know,
Wow.
one year was a car was the grand finale, and you got people from all over the world, tuning in. You know, and this past year, what they did different was in the past you would go, especially like I always get the VIP tickets only for the mere fact is that you get to go in an hour early before general admission, and they used to give you tickets to each booth. So you give them a ticket, they give you a cigar, you get to chop it up only for a few seconds for the mere fact you have a line behind you. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's quick. And not only that, like I said, you got your sticks, and then you were able to go to the VIP section, and then you had waitresses that would come and bring you your drinks, your food, etc. This year, what they did was when you went and showed your QR code, they'll give you a whole bag full of all the cigars already in it. Okay. And the plus side, because you get in an hour earlier, what they did was they allowed every vendor, okay, to be able to sell their product. So you were able to buy boxes there this time around.
Wow.
And you
Wow.
got to interact with these people a little bit long, especially when general admission, because once they open up the floodgates, oh, forget it. So within that hour, you had that time to kind of interact with whoever you want to interact with. AJ Fernandez was there this year. I really didn't get to speak to him, only for the
Mhm.
fact that line was ridiculous. Matt Booth was there, Nick Perdomo was there, Eric Espinoza with Guy Fieri. That's another thing. Guy Fieri was there. That line was ridiculous. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
So it's just one of those things that you kind of, you get to take advantage for that hour. So if you're interested in really going PC, once I find out when the tickets go up for sale,
Yeah.
I'll let you know. And if you want, I could purchase the tickets. And that's for all of you guys too. If you guys ever want to do it, you let
Well,
me know.
I got a quick funny story about Guy Fieri. So I walked in the living room the other day, and my wife was watching TV, and I said, I just in general said, "Hey, what you watching?" And she didn't say I'm watching the food guy. She said, "I'm watching your cigar guy." I said,
Oh.
I said, "My cigar guy? What are you talking about?" She said, the guy who does the food with the hair, the guy." I said, "Guy Fieri?" I just started laughing. I said, "All right, he's a cigar guy now." Yes.
there it is.
So how about you, JJ? What events down the road you looking at going to?
Well, I'd love to all four of us to go to the one near you, the Great Smoke. They have a thing called Smokelahoma. I'd like to go to that, and the Kansas City Cigar Expo. I guess it's huge. It's a big deal
Okay.
up in there, and I just realized that there's a Burn Lounge in Oklahoma City. It's
Okay.
not a very far drive for me. I mean, it's a couple hours, but that'd be a great experience.
Hello.
And the New England Cigar Expo, the Dave Garofalo event. I'd love
Yeah.
to attend that bad boy. I have so much fun with that. Because there's a lot of big hitters that go to that, and I think it'd be a lot of fun.
That would be fun. Oh yeah. How about you, Don?
For me, I'm going to piggyback off PC. I'd like to go to the Great Smoke, and the main reason is because I feel like I could be completely wrong about this, but I feel like that's the one that we all could probably make together.
Mhm.
To make it happen the easiest. So hanging with you guys at that thing would just be epic. And we also know some other people who attend that. Luxury Cigar Reviewer, Cammy. We know some people that go to that too. So it would be kind of fun to meet some of those people face to face, and then some of the people that we've interviewed. I mean, just
Yes.
can't wait to meet those people face to face. That kind of thing.
Most definitely.
The other two that I would like to I'm going to say PCA just because it's the granddaddy of them all. I would love to go to that someday and just see it. I don't know that it's as interactive. It may be. I don't know as interactive as these smaller ones that we're talking about. But the one I think that's on everybody's radar is the Rocky Mountain one. Because it was funny, and JJ could probably attest to this better than the rest of when we were trying to get guests during that time. Everybody was like, "No, can't do it that time. I'm at Rocky Mountain. I'm at Rocky Mountain. So it was.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. Plus the weather in Colorado during that time is just absolutely gorgeous, and
Yeah.
You see, I hit pretty much everyone that I want to go to. You know what I mean? I definitely I want to go to Garofalo's thing next year. The only problem is I think that one is like a month before the Rocky Mountain one. So that's gonna be kind of hard. But that Rocky Mountain, listen, I will probably do the Garofalo because it'd probably be maybe a one-time thing for me.
Mhm.
It ends up being really good that we're able to do it more often with them. But because that Rocky Mountain, I mean, videos that I've seen that with those that I follow and they follow me, they sent me a bunch of video, and I'm like, yeah, it's like
gotta get out there.
Cigar Dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a man of blue.
and he's there in Denver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I told him, I said, man, I'm going to try my hardest to make that one next year. You know what I mean? Just to see. So if we can make that happen, it'll be nice.
Yeah. I mean, at least two a year or something like that. That'll be great. And we got other things that we got planned in the future that we want to do. I just got to get my passport.
The second annual Leaf and Ash.
I was about to say something.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let it rip, Tater Chip.
I'm not gonna say nothing, man. But yeah. I mean, listen, the Great Smoke. I've gone to a handful of them. I mean, what I like about it, it's big, but it's not huge. If that makes any sense, right? You might have you might have a couple of thousand people there. It's not like the Rocky Mountain. That one looks like it is thousands of people.
Yeah.
Outside. The Great Smoke is indoors at the fairgrounds, and it's pretty. Like I said, it's pretty nice. And I don't know how many people attended last year, but I know that it was a handful of people. We had every time we go, we always have a blast. So if you guys could make that one, that would be freaking badass. You know what I mean? And we'll figure it out from there. So, wow, holy crap, man! We really tore into these damn questions, and we're at 54 minutes, baby.
Already. Ah, dang.
I know.
We're just chit chatting.
And just for the record, that Gordo's finished.
What's your second stick?
Look.
Oh, you know there is one.
Rojas,
The
Oof.
Rojas unfinished business.
I gave you my opinion of the one I smoked. So
You didn't smoke this one though.
I know. It wasn't it wasn't for me, it wasn't a bad smoke. I guess I just had, and this is what I hate when I go into and I grab a new cigar. I have these expectations, you know what I mean, and then they don't meet my expectations, so I kind of end up getting disappointed, you know. But then it wasn't a bad smoke. It really wasn't. It just didn't agree with my palate as much as I wish it did. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I listen. I'm hoping to have things, situated with our merchandise soon. Okay,
That sounds like a plan, bro.
okay. So you guys stay tuned with that. We're gonna have some shirts of the Leaf and Ash podcast T-shirts, hats,
Mm-hmm.
tumblers. That's coming soon. So y'all stay tuned. I ain't
Yeah.
acting like no loon. Let's go. I'm a poet, just don't know it. Let's go.
Make it rhyme every time.
Mhm.
I'll say this, if you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and support us. And we appreciate everything that you guys do. Just
Yes.
just keep watching. We're gonna have some exciting things coming for you. We're working on some stuff that we can't, put out, but just keep watching, like, share, subscribe.
Mm.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, we're hitting traction. The numbers,
Yes, sir.
our views are outstanding. It's
Mhm.
just that one little button.
One button, baby.
It's
That
free.
one little button. It's
If you're
Hey,
if you're watching right now and you're wondering, should I hit the button? Hit the damn button. Hit the button for us. We love doing this. We're having so much fun doing it.
hit
Hit it. Hit it.
Hit it.
One of us. One of us.
That's
One
right.
of us.
Yo, just hit the button.
Mhm.
Just hit it.
We're having so much fun doing this, guys, for you guys. We're having a blast. This is what's that saying? If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And
Yeah.
we do work to get these things on, but it's just fun, man. It just show us that you like it. Hit the button for us, man. Just give us a like.
Because I think
Yes,
Give
sir.
us a subscribe.
the last month's analytics, there was 9,600 people who viewed our channel. 9,600
Mm,
that viewed our channel.
that's
And
unreal.
Our watch time is like they've watched almost 200 hours of our stuff, so they're
Nice.
watching. We're getting the likes. There's even been shares. We just
Yeah.
it's that dang button. We've all overlooked it before. We've all done it. It's just but
I'll tell you what, though, doing this makes me look at YouTube videos differently now.
Yes, sir.
If I see something that I really like, I do hit that subscribe button because I want to see more of it because I you don't realize how the algorithm works, in
Right.
YouTube and that kind of stuff. So if you want to see more of it, you hit that button, and also just the support for the creator that's making that, is what they need, more than anything.
yeah, it's just that coal thrown on the fire for that group of people or that individual. To want to, they see that people's getting something out of it, and and you're able to, win them over and they subscribed. It's this fuel on the fire.
Yeah, and we got some interesting people coming on the show soon.
Yeah, and I'll say this, if you hit the button like that, that provides opportunity for us to produce any kind of content that you guys want to see. You'll be able to you can still reach out to us now, and we can produce that content a lot better than what we presented it thus far. So, just hit the button. Hey, man, we appreciate everything that you guys do. And just know we appreciate it. I mean, straight from the heart.
Hey JJ, show that fancy pic that you made, man. Nope.
A little bit closer.
A little bit closer now. A little bit closer now. A
Nice.
little bit closer now.
They
Well,
got it.
It's made from a dull drill bit from my shop, and the handle's made from a stick I found in my backyard.
Nice.
The man has talent.
Some skills. Well, guys, before we end the show, I definitely want to give thanks to our sponsors. Okay, that's Burn One and El Guapos. You have that beam footage there, baby.
Yes, so here we go.
Let's go. What's going on, guys? This is your boy Panda, and your boy Panda has some great news. We have teamed up with Burn One Cigar Bar, located at 7328 Royal Palm Boulevard in Margate, Florida. Guys, Burn One Cigar Bar is your go-to destination for the finest selections of premium cigars at unbeatable prices. Step into a world of luxury and relaxation as you indulge in the smooth flavors and exquisite aromas of our carefully curated cigars collection. But that's not all. Burn One Cigar Bar has teamed up with us for an exclusive sponsorship opportunity just for you. When you call Burn One and purchase any box of cigars, you unlock a fantastic discount of 20% of your order using special discount code PANDA. You can contact Burn One at 954-970-0001 or on their social media pages, Facebook and or Instagram. Guys, don't miss this chance to elevate your cigar experience without breaking the bank. Visit Burn One Cigar Bar today, mention discount code PANDA, and treat yourself to premium cigars at incredible value. Hurry up, this offer won't last. Burn One Cigar Bar, where luxury meets affordability, and they ship nationwide. Peace. Well, there you go, guys.
Hey, man, every time I see that, I just think what a good looking store that is.
Mhm.
It really is a nice lounge,
What a
man.
good looking lounge that is, you know.
It is.
Guys, the holidays are coming up. Ladies, gentlemen, take advantage now that the holidays are here. Like I said, give them that discount code PANDA. They give you the 20% off on every and any stick that they have in store, including Padrones, Plasencias, Fuentes. They have the foundation products. They have the Ligas. They have all the Jewish state stuff. They have
Espinosa.
They have My Father. They have Saka. I mean, they have quite a selection in that humidor.
And they're all carefully curated.
And
I'm telling you right now, there's probably, if any other, 20% off a box of Padron. You don't hear of that. You don't hear of it because it's not anywhere else. It's not a thing.
no,
It's just not. I mean,
yeah, it's great. Listen, Padron don't advertise. They don't do events. They don't do they don't have reps. They don't have any of that stuff. Padron's one of those companies that they don't have to. But yeah, it's like I agree, Jay. Find another lounge that's going to give you 20% off on a box of Padrones. That's any Padron, any anniversaries, and the 64s, 24s, any of them. But guys, that's been an hour. Another episode down. Put it down in the books, baby. Let's go. Guys, once again, you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. JJ, where can they find this lovely, beautiful podcast of ours?
iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, and of course, YouTube.
Let's go. Where can they find you, Mutt?
Oh, you can find me on TikTok under the Leaf and Ash Podcast or the Cigar Mutt. You can find us on the Leaf and Ash Podcast on Facebook. That's relatively new. And on Facebook, my name is Jeff Judd. And then the Leaf and Ash Podcast on Instagram.
Nice. Donnie boy.
So you can find me under YouTube and TikTok as the Cigar Don, on X and Instagram as Flyers Don, and on Facebook as my name Don Sweeney.
Big dog.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook at Pete Paul Caldwell. You can find me on TikTok at as PC Silverback 2023. You can find me on Instagram at P Caldwell 23, and you can find me on X, and you can find me at PC Silverback on YouTube, and in a humidor near you.
I love that.
Nice. And the Panda can be found at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Rumble, X, Spotify, all under Cigar Panda. One form or another, you'll find me. You can't miss this blockhead. Trust me. You all didn't have to agree or laugh. PC, that was too hard of a laugh. A little chuckle, maybe. That was a little bit hard of a laugh there, buddy. Just too hard. But on that note, guys, thank you once again. We love you guys. Catch you on the next one. Peace.